Hey there, Melaminah here. Welcome back to My Bikini Competition Journey. This is episode number 60, a hip injury update. So, back in January, I ended up hurting my hip. The only thing that I can think of that caused it was one day I was on the treadmill and doing my cardio, and I had the treadmill set at a really brisk pace. I was walking, not running, but for 25 minutes it was this constant, really pretty fast pace. And the next morning when I woke up, my back was killing me, and I had to go to the chiropractor, make like an urgent trip to the chiropractor. And since I've had injuries in the past, especially this was like on the right side, I actually had a tear in my glute medius in probably about 2005. So since I'd already been injured on that side of my body, I immediately contacted my doctor and got a referral to physical therapy. So I immediately started on physical therapy because I just knew not to mess around. So I've been seeing physical therapy now for about 4 months, and there has been a lot of improvement, especially from that first initial injury, but there hasn't been as much improvement for as long as it's been. There hasn't been enough improvement considering it's been 4 months. So because of that, I decided to go see Ortho, and so I saw an orthopedic doctor a couple days ago, and unfortunately he confirmed that I have a tear in the labral, in the labrum of the hip. So basically, the labrum is kind of like a gasket that runs around the hip socket, and when that becomes torn, it kind of creates like a gap, and think of it like a seal, and when it's torn or broken, it no longer creates like that nice seal in the hip. So it creates a lot of like popping, and sometimes it can create like a hitch, like it'll get stuck. That happens to me a lot if I'm trying to like cross my legs or uncross my legs when I'm seated. And then it also, of course, causes pain. So, and the way that is presenting for me is it's like a dull, achy sensation, which is better or worse depending on the level of activity and what kind of activity I've been doing. And then sometimes it also presents itself as like a pinching sensation. So, like I said, I've been going to physical therapy once a week for the last 4 months, and there has been some improvement, but not enough. So Ortho has ordered an MRI so that we can see the extent of the tear and like where it is and all those kinds of details. Because obviously he couldn't do that with just an x-ray or, you know, a visual assessment of what was going on. So we have that ordered, and hopefully that will get booked soon. And I do have a follow-up appointment with Ortho to read the MRI and then figure out where we're going to go from there. So also, when I had my consultation with him, apparently I have a trifecta of issues going on. The first one is the labral tear. The second one is that I have some kind of anatomical abnormality in my hips that I was apparently born with, which has never caused me a problem until now. And the way he was explaining it to me is my hip socket is shaped a little oddly, and the ball of the hip socket, of the hip joint, doesn't fit in exactly like straight like it's supposed to. Apparently, according to the way my hip socket is shaped, the head of the femur should actually kind of like be off center, but mine is kind of like in towards the other direction. So it's kind of like sandwiched in there in an odd sort of way. So that I've got that going for me. And then the third thing is that I am hypermobile, which I've known my whole life. So I can do stuff like, I don't know if you can tell, but I can, hyperextend my elbow. I can do the same thing with my knee. I can do stuff like this, where I can touch my thumb to my forearm and it doesn't, it doesn't cause any pain or whatever. And so that apparently is like a contributing factor to hips not functioning as well as if you were not hypermobile. So hypermobility is, you know, meaning that the joint is moving in a greater degree of direction than it's actually supposed to. So this little trifecta of things is, I don't know the extent of what the issue is yet. We'll know more once we have the MRI, and then we'll go from there. So just a quick update to let you know where we're at, and stay tuned. I'll have more information in a few weeks. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching. And questions, comments, concerns, interpretive dances, you can leave those in the comments section below, or you can DM me directly on Instagram. I am at Melaminah. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.